All right, good morning. It is Saturday, February 22nd, and first off, I need to say I'm sorry for the mansplaining romantasy that is age restricted. I did say a couple swears in there. I tend to swear a lot in my written work. It's a little bit different on YouTube because like anybody can see this, and there is a slight barrier to entry on Royal Road. Or if someone has to buy my fiction, which that's a thing. So today, using that all natural light, not even using my lamp today, just doing a little bit of a change, but what's going on? I wanted to go over what a backlog is for some writers here are probably gonna be looking at this and gonna be like, what is Royal Road? And what is a serialization? And somebody just went over this. I forget who it was. Anyway, so the point is, what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the pre-writing. I'm just writing it because I'm doing two drafts. I'm going to do the first draft, which I'm doing now, and then eventually I will do a second draft based off of feedback. But I'm not posting this until June, July, right? So I got my little handy dandy whiteboard. I measured the space over there. It's like 36 inches by 40 or something like that. So I can do some more whiteboard stuff. But I spent 10 years as a CrossFit coach, so I love a whiteboard. My wife is like, "You have too many whiteboards." I'm like, "I have one. I have one whiteboard." All right. Oh, it works. Okay. So I have two fictions going on right now. I just ended two. Nascent Soul Child, I have just posted the 6th chapter of book 3. Oh, it'll be posted in about an hour by the time this comes up, because it posts Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Right now I've written up to chapter 27. All right, so what does that mean? Chapter 27 is 23 chapters from now, right? So if I post 3 chapters, I'm going to post, and each one's about 2,500 words or something like that. I post 7,500 words a week. Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, Saturday morning to my chapter, so it keeps going up. So you kind of like follow it along with me. But I generally write it all in advance. And the reason I stopped at 27 is that I am writing the ending right now, and I have to go back through and look at all the plot lines that I've left hanging. Especially, there's 3 main plot lines, or 3 main side characters that I need to tie up their plot lines before it ends. Because they've all gone in different directions, but it's all part of the same plot. So that means that if I have 21 chapters, that's 7 weeks of posting. So when I write the next chapter, that's going to be posted in 2 months from now, right? So it gives me time to edit it and then schedule for upload, right? So actually, I need to spend some time on Monday morning uploading the scheduled chapters, because I've only uploaded up to 7. Last book, what I did was I uploaded the entire book because I had it all written and I was working on book 3, and I didn't have to touch it for like 2 months, right? So the idea is that I'm going to spend the next week editing these 21 chapters, and then I'm going to schedule them all 3 chapters a week, and then I will not have to go into Royal Road and touch it, right? Because you'll just be like, okay, this is going to post automatically. But at the same time, I'm writing, so that's a fiction that I've already gone. I know the ending of that. I know where it's going. It's been posting for about 6 months at this time. I thought that would be longer, right? But I think like between 32 and 40 chapters is good for a book. Now this is Bodega Cat. So I only have 8 chapters of backlog, and it's going through beta readers right now. There's a lot of details that I have to figure out. Right now I'm working on instance dungeons and what that actually means, because I'm doing a Korean style system apocalypse. You might be familiar with solo leveling, similar to that, except it's got cards. Based off of, it's a combination of Pokemon trading card game and Demon Card Enforcer, which if you're like, know what either one of those things are, you're going to be like, what? What is he doing? I'm just trying to simplify the Demon Card Enforcer rules. Because I'm going to have like 3 main characters. Well, I have 1 main character and I have 2 like really big B story characters or B plot characters to get my bodega store owning mascot character through his trials and tribulations. But yeah, so what I did, so I have a goal. My goal is to have 60 chapters because I have a specific strategy I'm going to do. And I write 1 chapter a day. So I'm going to try to dump 10 chapters on the first day to get into Rising Stars, whenever that day that is. I have a bunch of friends that are launching in June and July, so I have to not do the same day as them, because once you get 20,000 words onto Royal Road, you're eligible for Rising Stars for the main top 50, because they want to highlight new fictions, and you get on the main page, and people come and find you, and you're like, oh, come take it out. It's good. It's a lot of free advertising. I've never gotten a fiction onto the main Rising Stars, although my top spot was like 27, which is fine because bank before rank, right? I don't care about that position. I care about if I'm moving books on Amazon, which somehow I am. Where am I going with this? So I'm looking for those 60 chapters for Bodega Cat. I'm going to write that over the next 2 months, and then I'm going to refine that. And then what I'm probably going to do is, that's a book and a half. I'm probably going to write the whole series. I want to write the whole series first. I'm looking at either 3 to 4 books in this series, depending on how it is. I'm looking, this is most closely going to resemble Merchant Crab meets, This Used to Be About Dragons meets Demon World Boba Shop, and I'm listening to Demon World Boba Shop now to try to get a feel for it, because it's like going to be like a cozy-ish vibe, even though it's an apocalypse. Like Bodega Cat's never going to be any real danger, except from the fat cats from downtown who are trying to buy up his block, because he's going to have the ability to buy buildings, and then we'll see where that goes, because ideally, like, the conflict is not going to be so large. Like, I wrote chapter 8 and they started an instance dungeon next to where he works, where he owns the building, the shop. And I'm like, okay, so this is going to cause people to come by and do it, right? I already have this whole setup where monsters are spawning all over the streets in Manhattan, and people are like lining up to take them down, because in the spirit of, I want this, monster drops are now the new shoe drops, right? Or the new like hot item drops. Like, think of it like you're at the Pokemon Center and the Pokemon World Center in Manhattan, and you're like, I want this drop. When's this drop? Like, there's this thing going on right now. This is kind of like, this is going to be dated. I don't know if this is going to be dated, but like, people are scalping packs of Pokemon cards because they're just like waiting for the people to drop in to deliver the cards, and then they just like buy them immediately. And that's a thing, because they're scalpers. But like, in the city of 8 million people, someone's got to kill the pizza rats. Someone's got to do it. Yeah. And so, I don't know. That's what's going on this week. Kickstarter's trucking along. Will White backed it. I did not expect that. It could always be worse. Put on my writer hat, author hat here. That's trucking along. I'm almost done with February. I think that's all I got. What am I doing? I just finished narrating a chapter of the Wandering Maiden's Travel Guide for my friend Fairmont. I'm getting some feedback on how to narrate it well, because this will be like the second chapter I've ever narrated, despite like reading books to my kids all the time. Like, there is a way to do it. You want to have no reverb, you want to have no breath sounds, you want to have all this. And I'm just like, okay, I need to get to that point, right? I need to figure that out. And right now, go through the steps. I'm just like, okay, I know how to write a good fiction, I know how to write a compelling character, but I don't know how to record audio for an audiobook. And that's the thing. So I'm learning that. But my number one thing is getting a backlog for Bodega Cat and finishing Nascent Soul Child, because I would like to take that fiction, I'd like to put it down, and I would like to return to it 30 days afterwards, because I'm going to do a substantial rewrite, and I will probably do a relaunch. The branding is off, and this is weird to say because it hasn't even touched Amazon yet. So Nascent Soul Child is like, nascent soul is a cultivation term, but you kind of don't know what that means unless you're already reading cultivation, which means I'm kind of cutting myself off. Like sect leader, everyone knows what sect leader is, right? And the cover is by Fuyu, which was like amazing. You can see it in my links below. So I'm thinking about changing it. I've got two options right now I'm looking at. One of them was, so why do you want to defy the heavens as a series name? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little rewrite. I have some character stuff I need to work through, because halfway through the series he adopts, I don't know, but like his like enemy like sends their daughter after him, and he's just like, what are you doing? You need some boundaries, girl. And then he recruits her, and I'm just like, okay, this has to, like, there's a needle I have to thread on this to actually do this. Or, and this is like a spoiler, because what I'm thinking right now is like, maybe that doesn't actually happen, and maybe instead he's an unreliable narrator, and what actually happens is he manifests the girl as a dream, because he's just like tired of them killing women, and that kind of breaks him a little bit, and that just sounds awesome. So that might be in the second draft once I send it through a whole dev edit process, because I have it mostly written, and then if I'm just going to do a rewrite and a rebrand, I will just do a relaunch in the summer, around the same time that I launch Bodega Cat. Because I think, so like my thought is that the branding is off, right? So if the branding is off, then people are not going to come and click it, right? So they like the blurb, but then they see, they're like, what is this title, or what is this cover? I have to talk to Fuyu about doing another cover. I've also written in first person past tense, which was a choice. I like it. I'm going to stick with that. I'm not going to change it to first person. I actually had it as third person, wrote 6 chapters, went back and rewrote the whole thing, took out the system after I had a system in there. But yeah, so like his powers is tactile telekinesis, like he's like Superman. You touch something, you can fly with it. No, I think that's it. What probably do more of an update, but like the Kickstarter was funded, so like I'm happy, and now I'm gonna go take my kids to the kids museum, wake them up in a little bit, and we're gonna have a good time. It's a weekend. We had a surprise snow day. And then also have to get into Novelizing. So Novelizing is this new website similar to Royal Road, but it's got the Patreon stuff inside of it. So when I do my relaunch and when I drop Bodega Cat, I'm going to drop that onto Novelizing, and I'm going to drop Nascent Soul Child onto Novelizing. I just find it too unwieldy to have to post in 2 places, so I'm going to post it all at once, do the schedule thing. And then I'm going to, because it's my buddy's idea that they're pushing. I'm going to go through, I'm going to push my work there, but I'm going to do the same thing I did with book 2 of Nascent Soul Child. I'm going to post all of it at once. I'm going to schedule all of it at once in one sitting, and then move on. This way, like, that's my idea. I don't want to have to touch it as much. Like, I had a problem where I was like, I was forgetting to upload, and I'm just like, I'm gonna make this easy. You have a backlog, you upload the backlog. You need to edit the backlog, you edit the backlog. I'm at chapter 7. Chapter 7 was edited. I need to edit chapters 8 through 27. So that's going to be the next thing. Edit those, get those onto novelizing. Probably not Bodega Cat, but I did post the first chapter on my Patreon, which I'm going to now finally link in my YouTube vlog underneath. That's for free. It's 15 minutes long. It's entertaining. People like it. People have already sent me memes. You know your stuff's good when people send you memes of your stuff, and then you're just like, oh yeah. If you see my other couple of recent videos, they had memes made of my character Bagel, who is the Bodega Cat. I'm happy about that. All right, that's enough for today. Post something, write something, critique something from some other author or creative. Help them out. If you're feeling really spicy, review something. Doesn't have to be mine. I love reviews, but authors, writers, they find it hard to get reviews. They find it hard to ask for reviews. So sometimes I just like drop a review on somebody's fiction. If it's on Amazon, I'll drop a review after I read it, especially Audible. I'll always do the little thing. Or put the review on Storygraph. Doesn't, like, if you liked it, do it. Because I find that the vast majority of people don't review things, even though they read the whole thing. It's a thing. That's it. All right. Be good.